Welcome to the Youth One Spotlight. I'm your host, Youth One's Ryan Oliver, and today I'm very excited because I am joined by one of the rising quarterbacks from the 2027 class, Grayson Clary. Grayson, how are you?
I'm very good. Yourself?
I'm good. Grayson's actually joining me from right after practice, the dedication to get this interview done. I appreciate your time, Grayson. Grayson, you are one of the rising talents from the 2027 class, especially at the quarterback position. I want to know how long you've been playing quarterback and what you enjoy about playing quarterback the most.
Yes, sir. So I've been playing quarterback for right near 4 years now. My main sport was baseball before this, but I love playing quarterback because I get to be the leader on the field and control how it goes and just keeping it at my pace.
Absolutely. I think that makes total sense. In terms of leadership, do you view yourself as a leader on the field for the team that you play for? And if so, do you view yourself as a vocal leader or lead by example or a combination of both?
Um, I view myself as a combination of both, and we just I try to do the best and show my teammates how I would want things to be done. So I feel like if I don't do what I want to be done, then that's a little hypocritical. So I try and do what the best I can with everything.
Absolutely. Um, Grayson, if I've never seen you play before and I come to a game where you're playing, what can I expect to see?
You can expect to see a few balls over top. You can expect to see some tight window throws that most quarterbacks I don't think could make. Then you will see the check downs on reads, and then you'll make sure you'll get the fair share of movement as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you'll see a quarterback that has a lot of talent, strong arm, good accuracy. I think that those are some skills that you definitely have.
Yes, sir.
Um, yeah, absolutely. I want to know how you're feeling about your game right now. I know that during the off season you put a lot of work in, you're constantly working on your craft. Tell me about how you're feeling about the progress you've made over the course of the last off season and how you feel like that's going to translate to this upcoming season.
Yes, sir. So I've been working with his name's Coach Ramon Robinson. He's out of the upstate of South Carolina. He's all over the Carolinas, Georgia, Tennessee. We've been working a lot this summer and working towards getting me more mobile and better on throwing the run. I'm feeling the best that I ever have and just trying to keep on the grind.
Tell me a little bit about, I know you're from South Carolina, I believe, correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about the team you're playing for this upcoming season and what you're looking forward to most about this upcoming season.
So I play for a team called RC Edwards. We are a middle school team, and it's a school team. So we play on the middle school scene, and we are pass heavy, and we try and get the job done.
Yeah, so if you're pass heavy, that gives you an opportunity to do your thing, obviously, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's awesome. Um, in your own words, what would you say your strengths are on the field? What skills do you have in your skill set?
My own strengths, I would say, is being able to throw the ball over top and being able to fit the ball through windows that most people couldn't, and just having a sneaky bit of speed that you want to expect out of a big guy like myself.
Yeah. How tall are you?
I'm 6'2" now,
Okay, wow. And you're how old?
13.
Yep, I was gonna say you look like you're about 13 too. That I'm jealous because I'm 5'8" and I'm 30. So I'm like, all right, well, that's awesome though. I'm sure that gives you like a nice little advantage, like in terms of like your vision downfield, because
Yeah.
you're probably taller than most of your peers, correct?
Yes. So we only have two linemen that are bigger than me. So it's I can see downfield better than most guys.
Yeah,
And I feel like that helps a lot with being able to see like leverage and stuff
yeah,
with where the DB is and if I need to throw it over top or back shoulder or just depends on the leverage.
yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's cool, like that you have that advantage, and you're probably gonna keep growing, so you'll probably you know, maybe have a little bit of an advantage as you continue to, continue to develop and stuff like that too. Is there an area of your game, Grayson, that you've identified that you say, okay, if I can get better in this specific area, I could take my game to another level? Have you identified like a specific area you really want to work on?
Yeah, so there's two different areas that we would say me and my coach that we need to work on. It would be one on my like play reads and decision making. I have a tendency of trying to come low too many times and not taking the shots when on shots that I know I can make. I just don't
Right.
feel comfortable making it all the time. And then another one would just be my mobility and being able to stay more dual threat than I am at this moment. Um, so just working on that.
Yeah, I think it's really, I asked the question that way because I really think it's great for young athletes, especially quarterbacks, to identify a specific area because I feel like, the go-to answer is like, oh, I work on everything. And I'm sure you do, you are working on everything, even things you probably think you're really good at, you're working on. I know that. But I feel like if you can identify an area, okay, like Grayson's really good at throwing the ball downfield and his accuracy, right? But if I can get better at these, maybe I'm not as mobile as I want to be. If I can close that gap, like I could be the top quarterback in the class or whatever, right? Like you can if you can focus on those areas that maybe be your weakness now and turn them into a strength or turn them into a solid area, the sky's the limit because you already have, that real strong foundation. You know what I mean? So I think that's awesome that you and your coach have identified like, okay, like these are some areas we really could get better in, and you're focused on doing so. So I'm excited for you to kind of work on those things throughout the season. I know next off season you're going to work on some more stuff to take your game to another level. That's really awesome. What are some of your goals that you have for yourself, Grayson, both short term and long term? What are you looking to accomplish in football?
So short term, I would say probably I want to pass for over, I'd say almost 1,000 yards this year. I hit 750 last year, I do believe, but we didn't pass the ball nearly as much as we will this year.
Right.
Um, we want to win region again because we don't get to go to state, which I don't think is always fair, but we don't get to state. We want to go 7-0 because we only get 7 games, and we want to just score on every drive, and we just want to do our best to become the best team we can.
What about long term? What are you trying to accomplish in football long term?
Long term, I want to go to a school that will pay for me because I don't want my parents to pay for my school.
Yeah.
Long, I would probably say I want to become a quarterback coach once, like that's long term.
Yeah.
But I want to get to the NFL, obviously, and I want to become the best player of all time and become better than Tom Brady.
Well, those are some lofty goals to have. I like that. You might as well aspire to be the best ever if you can, right? Why not?
Yes, sir.
That should always be the aspiration to be the best version of yourself that you can be. Um, is there things that you like to do, Grayson, outside of football, when you're not in school, you're not playing football or training for football that you just do for fun? You have any hobbies?
Um, well, I love going to church. My parents and my family work at a church, so I love the church. I love to play basketball. That's my other sport.
Nice.
And hanging out with friends, teammates, family. I love that time because I feel like I'm a human being and not just a football player.
Absolutely. I love that you play basketball. I'm a big basketball fan. What position do you play?
Um, we call me a point forward because
Yeah.
I am the biggest guy in the court, but I can use my quarterback ability to see the court best. So they have me running point guard on offense, but then playing like a center for on defense.
I was thinking, it's funny you said, when you said point forward, I was literally thinking he's probably a point forward, but does he know he's a point forward? But that's awesome that you use that term. That I think that's cool. I could definitely see, like, I feel like with quarterbacks, point guard can go kind of hand in hand because you guys, it's like the same, like part of your brain, I guess, probably that helps you see things and make decisions. And I think that's awesome. Do you have a jump shot?
Yes, so that's what I was really used for last year. We had
Okay.
one of the best point guards I'd say in the state, but that's me. And we had a bunch of guys that could shoot it. So I was the guy in the corner because that's my spot. I can shoot it from the corner.
Nice. Nice.
So I would sit in the corner but then I could also drive and get to the hole if I needed to.
Yeah, awesome. That's awesome. But I think it's nice when athletes like I know you're really good at football, but I think it's nice to be well-rounded and not just play. I mean, look, it's great if you want to play one sport. I'm not knocking that, but like
Yeah.
it's really cool when you play like a variety of sports or have at least one other sport. It's just good to have a variety of interests. I think that's awesome, and that you're involved with church and things like that too. That's really cool. So I think that's awesome. I want to ask you this question. I ask every athlete that interviews with me for the first time this question: what is in your headphones before a big game to get you pumped up to go out there and make plays?
Okay, so one would probably be Lil Baby.
Okay.
Okay, that's one that I only listen to pregame just because it pumps.
Yeah,
Another,
yeah.
a dude named Brandon Lake. He's a Christian artist.
Nice.
And then another would probably be Elevation Worship. They're another Christian band.
Awesome. So when do you listen to the Brandon Lake and Elevation? When do you listen to those?
So those are my everyday just walking around, and that's what I listen to. But I only listen to the rap and that type of stuff right before games and getting pumped up.
Okay, so you mentioned Lil Baby specifically. So I gotta ask this. What's the Lil Baby song that you're putting on? I know there's one. There's gotta be one you're like, all right, if I put on this one, it's gonna get me hyped. What is that song?
I go through a couple. I Some of the old ones is what I'd listen to. I'm not one of the new guys. Freestyle is one of my favorites. That's
Nice.
probably what I listen to the most. Just and then Ride On is probably the only other one.
Okay, I'm not mad at those. Those are good choices too. I'm gonna have to put those on my workout playlist. I always ask this question, and y'all will put me on to some like I listen to Lil Baby, but like sometimes I haven't heard a song or whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, check out this one. I'm like, well, I'll put that on my little on my workout playlist. So that's awesome. Well, Grayson, is there anything else about you that you'd like people to know that they may not know about you?
Um, just to keep God first and keep on working.
I like it. Keep God first. Keep on working. You heard it right from Grayson Clary. Grayson, thank you for your time. Thanks for joining me on the spotlight, man. Have a good one.
Sure.